Year. It's been a year that I will never forget, and I cannot thank you for the opportunity that you've given me to serve. Let me first start by saying some thank yous and introductions. I need to start with my lovely wife, Lee, who has been incredibly understanding for the amount of time that I have given to Rotary. When we're done from here, I have to go right to work. Joining her. I'll give her that option. My daughter Allie is here. My son John Paul is working, couldn't be here today, but I will tell you, our family is a Rotary family. Not only is being a member of the club, but Allie did an exchange program for a year. In fact, she just went to China for 6 weeks as part of her college experience. And while she was there, she went to the Shanghai Rotary Club and got a banner for us. Next, let me take the tradition that every president does and thank Sandy Osborne. Nothing would be done without her. She is absolutely the best, and we thank you, all of us thank you, Sandy. Next, let me thank the board of directors. They give guidance and counsel. Marilyn and the directors that you see there on the left will be going off the board this year, and new ones will be coming on. But let me ask all members of this year's board to please stand and be recognized. Finally, I need to thank you, because without you, the members of the club, that you give generously time, your talents, and your treasure, you are by far the most important part of this club. Before I start to recap the year, what I'd like to do is take a moment to tell you a little about where we stand in the world. The world of Rotary, anyway. There are over 34,000 clubs in Rotary. Our club is the 36th largest club in the world. Most people do not know that. We are the second largest club on the East Coast, behind Atlanta. I have found in the past that very few people know everything that this club does, with the exception of Sandy. I want to take a few minutes and recap the year and what you and your club have done. We've accomplished a lot, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. My goal this year was to promote Rotary, to change some of us from members to Rotarians, and I hope that's happened for a while. I know when I joined for the networking, and I felt bad about that years later, but in reality, that is how this organization was founded, was for the networking. It turned into a service organization a couple years later. And for me, the fellowship and the endorphins of service took hold, and I finally became a Rotarian. There's a great billboard out there. I probably have not seen it because it's not in this area, but it says, "I joined Rotary for the networking. I stayed to change the world." And there were many of us with the same sentiment. We had, fellowship was a big part of our organization. We had 3 great socials. We started off with the political Meet the Candidates social at Chima's. I want to thank Colleen for that. We had another great social at the new Knight Stadium. Great weather, and apparently a baseball game broke out. I want to thank Wells and Dan for coordinating that event. We conclude the year with another great social at SMS, and I want to thank Bob and Robert for their efforts. Also want to thank them for the new air conditioning system that they have. Once again, we had a great golf tournament. That legacy continues. It's led by Bill Gill with ongoing support, as usual, from Luther Pitcher. As many of you know, the money goes to college scholarships to the children of our first responders. It's a great concept, originated by John Lassiter. This was our 10th year. Out of that, we have given out more than 100 4-year scholarships. And we have 33 of those students in college right now. Across those 10 years, we have raised more than $500,000. This year, through Bill's leadership, we added a new tradition, the Citizen First Responder Award, held at our luncheon before or after the golf tournament. This year's event got great press and recognized the winners in 4 departments. We continue with the tradition of recognizing a leader in our community with our Excellence in Leadership Award. This year we recognized United Way's Jane McIntyre. For the second year in a row, Charlotte led the effort in a tree planting project. Special thanks to Phil Balfoni for his help with that, as well as Governor Luther, who turned the event into a district event. So on February 22nd, the day before Rotary's 109th birthday, 255 volunteers, 100 from this club, planted 425 trees in 2 hours. It turned out to be a great social event, and collectively, we in the district raised $15,000 for the effort. We had a great district conference with the keynote address by Ramesh Ferris, the polio rock star. We showcased many great projects in Rotary across our district. We worked on a service project and had a great award ceremony that was followed the Academy Awards. We had a delegation go to Alta-Cama, and they reported back on the good work that Rotary and Jim Hintz are doing there. And following that, we raised money to sponsor 8 children through Gloria Hintz Bridge to Opportunity Scholarships. Through Herb Harris's efforts, we raised $8,000. Because Rotary International President Ron Burton was in Charlotte for the $1 Million Dinner, we took that opportunity to continue the tradition of RI presidents planting trees. Ron planted 2 trees, one at Central Piedmont and one at the Mint Museum. The tradition in Charlotte started at the Mint Museum, where our founder, Paul Harris, planted an elm tree in 1939. Ron Burton got the privilege of having his tree planted right beside Paul Harris's tree. He was very happy. We did a whole lot of projects, and candidly more than I can cover in this amount of time, but I wanted to highlight a couple. For our literacy project, we gave advanced graphing calculators to the students at Reed Park Academy, thanks to Eric Davis and Carol Jordan. And we announced last week our international project was providing clean water and sanitation to a new village in Haiti. Special thanks to Dick Kleeman. There he is. For leading that project, as I mentioned, we collectively, our club gave $20,000, and through the multipliers of the district and the foundation, $75,000 will be going to that project. Regarding youth, we gave out 30 or more scholarships to children, to students. We hosted 2 great exchange students, Osei and Chrissy. Special thanks to Ed Wadsworth and his team. We're sponsoring 4 students in the seminar for tomorrow's leaders coming up. We now have 4 graduates of the Rotary Leadership Institute. One of our sponsored club, we didn't do this, but it's just a great thing, promoted Rotary in our Charlotte area through lighting of the Duke Power Tower. And that's great. And through the idea of Chris Connolly, we were part of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We started a Rotary Library. We sponsored a new club, and they are very thankful. The Huntersville Happy Hour Club, which just got chartered last week. Great minds think alike, I like to think. One of our goals was improving our brand for Rotary, for our club this year. Right when we were in the process of doing our effort, Rotary International came out with the same idea. They came out with a brand new brand for Rotary. At that point, we quickly packed our bags and went and followed their lead, which I think came out well. So Rotary International came out with a new website that you see there, and we matched it. Special thanks to Jessica for leading that effort. And I will tell you, if you've not been to the website, it is full of great information. You ought to go, send your friends there. There's a lot of wonderful stuff there. We also upgraded our newsletter. At the beginning of the year, we had a Facebook account and a LinkedIn account. We added a video page, a YouTube page, a Twitter account, and most recently a Flickr account where all of our meeting photographs are stored. If you've not been to the Flickr site, it's fun because there are really great pictures that Bert takes every week that are on there, and you'll enjoy looking at them. We've got some other outreach. We have 5 billboards that will be shown across the Charlotte area thanks to Karen Price. We had earlier 30-second spots happening on WBT thanks to Jim Jackson. Bill Stegemeyer suggested creating car magnets. Some of our members took advantage of the new Rotary license plates. And behind the scenes, we were sending out news announcements. And as you have seen recently, we've had a lot of cameras at our meeting and really good press for our club. I wanted to conclude with the foundation. We learned how respected the Rotary Foundation is throughout the country. Cherry Navigator has our foundation ranked near the very top for financial and transparency rankings. One of the top achievements that we made this year was becoming a 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. We were one of the largest clubs to achieve that ranking, if not the largest. This was done through cash contributions and points. They were concerned by many that using points did not raise money for the foundation. And I understand that perspective. The truth is that every point that was given had come with $1 that somebody had already given. When I became foundation chair 6 or 7 years ago, we were typically raising about $50,000 a year. I'm pleased to tell you that the Rotary Foundation, the Charlotte Rotary, had the best year in foundation giving ever. This year, you generously gave over $100,000 to the Rotary Foundation. It's the first time we've ever broken that mark. Just as a reference, over the 97 years that we've been in existence, our total all-time giving is $1.4 million. So I suspect in the next 10 years, we'll be topping 2 million pretty easily. We recognize 2 major donors, Tony Zeiss and Luther Moore. We had several people become members of the Bequest Society, and others are in the process of the paperwork now. I want to thank Katie Tyler for all the hard work that she has done. Charlotte hosted the Zone $33 million dinner. This was 6 states. Rotary International Vice President Ann Matthews hosted the event, and President Ron Burton was our keynote speaker. Our Rotaract with Lee assisted with the event, shown here with President Ron, and the event raised almost $4 million. We also had 3 climbers climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and in that process, they and the other climbers raised $22,000. Overall, the foundation has had an absolute great year. And last but not least, we should be proud that our members are fashion trendsetters. To conclude, I want to combine the financial contributions that you've done, adding the foundation giving, the projects we allocate funds for, the golf tournament, the contributions for Kili, Peru, and others. This year it adds up to $250,000. If you add the matching funds that come with that, it's over $300,000. I cannot thank you enough for the generosity that you all have given to help do good in Charlotte and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Charlotte Rotary Club. Thank you very much.